The last time I saw this man, we were in Nashville during the Western Conference Finals, where all the hair he'd lost on his head, he grew in his face. He's a captain's captain, wearing the C for the Anaheim Ducks for a decade, a leader among men, and decorated with Olympic gold, Stanley Cup glory, and firmly rooted in his Marc Messier years. 10 years ago, I beat him in beach hockey, but have since lost in shooting hoops in his backyard and have taken many L's in our interviews. It is my pleasure to welcome back Ryan Getzlaf to the Cabbie Presents podcast. Thank you for being here, sir.
Well, of course. Thanks for having me, buddy.
I was talking to some kids the other day, and they asked me who my favorite athletes are, or athletes to interview. In football, it's Aaron Rodgers. In basketball right now, it's Kyle Lowry, but all time it's Kobe Bryant. And in baseball, it's either Jose Bautista or David Ortiz. And in hockey, it's you. And I'll tell you why. I want to say thank you for not ending my career, because I've probably violated you physically 6 to 8 times.
Yes.
And I don't think any of it was consensual, so I apologize for the following. Rubbing my face against your face, rubbing your head, and one time I put like my arm around your waist and I just pulled you closely.
Very low back.
Yes, yeah. It was a low back. And then one time, I also apologize for this. This is not a violation of personal space, but one time I brought 3 random girls to your cottage.
You did do that, yes.
In Kelowna. And I'm not sure if your then girlfriend, now wife, was that impressed or that appreciative of the move, but she was wonderful.
She played it cool, yeah.
She did. She made us all lunch, but you may have had to have a conversation later, like, what is Cabbie bringing these 3 savages to our place for? So I apologize for all of that.
Well, no problem, buddy.
Forgive me.
I appreciate you letting me be at basketball, too.
When was the last time you dunked a basketball?
I brought that up again, yeah. I play all the time now. My kid loves to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But wait, the house that I went to
Has changed a little bit.
But wait, did you move from that house? Or, like,
I have. Twice since then.
Guy, you own more houses than I do Jordans.
That's true.
I've been to 3 of your homes in our
I'm at my final one now.
You are?
I am.
Unfortunately, for the people that are watching this, I don't have a photo of this guy's campus, but my guy had literally, like there's enough for like a green, like hole number 1, and then there's a basketball and there's a swim. It was a massive campus. Now this one, because your family is like your own, it's like almost as big as a soccer team. Is the campus the equivalent of the house that I went to, or is it even bigger?
It's a little bigger.
Oh my God! Do you still have a theater?
No, we don't have a theater in this house. No.
Don't have a theater.
I have 5 acres though, so
my
kids are all over the map.
Oh my gosh! Do you have to does everyone get an iPhone so you can just keep in touch, just so you know where they're at at all times?
My wife has lost one of our kids for a little while. She called me. She's like, I can't find Mac, our youngest one.
Really?
And he was out in the garage playing, but she failed to look there for a while.
And then did you laugh, or were you like, you better find that kid quick or I'm flying home from St. Louis?
No, I laughed.
Okay.
I know they're okay.
For context, we're recording this the day after the Ducks suffered a 9-3 butt kicking to the Winnipeg Jets. So my first question, I'm watching this clip the other day of John Tortorella. He's just ripping his guys. In fact, let's hear from John Tortorella, coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, after a 5-4 loss to the Winnipeg Jets.
I didn't realize how poorly we thought the game, how playing with just absolutely no balls at all in the game, until I really broke down the video. The team needs to be reset here pretty quickly.
For you as a player, how do you respond, or have you ever had a coach that really gets on you? And are you one of those guys that will internalize it, like this guy, or will you let that fuel you for your performance? So 2 questions.
Well, I don't swear on the radio, but
it's a podcast. You can do whatever you want.
You do whatever you want.
Yes.
Perfect. No, I mean, it depends on the context they're doing it. There's just certain times where obviously it's expected when you go out and lose 9-3. Not a lot of coaches do it after games anymore. It's not really worth it, I don't think, at the time. More of it comes either the day after or during the game, and when you're trying to turn things around during the game, by the end of it, there's no real point in yelling at players, and it's not like we wanted to do that, or we love to go out and get our butts kicked. So it's about responding, and and that's kind of how we have to take it.
So how do you respond though?
Well, because by going back to work. I mean, that's ultimately that's what you have to do is get back to work the next day and be ready to go.
So will you score a hat trick in your next game?
That's the plan. Yeah. I got a lot in my career, so I spent a lot of time. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I think you had a couple in 2013.
I think I have 3 in 14 years.
3 hat tricks?
Yeah.
But how many 3 assist games? Because that's really
I got
your
a few
jam.
3 assist games, yes.
I was in Carolina the other day, and I was speaking with Gary Lawless, who is a content creator for the Vegas Golden Knights. He was a former Winnipeg guy, and he moved to start the content division for the team. And he was telling me the story about Peter Stastny. And Peter Stastny played for a big part of his career with the Quebec Nordiques. And he said to the coach, when he saw Joe Sakic skating, he's like, I want that. He was like 19 or 20. He's like, I want that kid on my wing. Then like 15, 16 years later, Sakic is seeing Paul Stastny. They played together on the Colorado Avalanche. Mm-hmm. And then sort of in this interesting circle, he said of Paul Stastny, I want that kid to play on my wing. So have you, and I'm thinking about this because of this 3 assists, you've had multiple of these 3 assist games. Have you ever said to a coach about a young player, like, I want that kid on my wing? Identifying some young stud.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever come out and said that. Rakell kind of worked his way into it. Obviously being the skill level he was at, it was kind of the next step for him was to, I knew he wanted to play wing, and then they fit him in on our line. This Troy Terry kid that we have coming up right now he's nice. He's legit. He's good. He's got great skills, and he can shoot the puck. So anyone who can really shoot the puck, I'm pretty happy to have on my line. So I've made a pretty good career out of trying to get those guys the puck.
A few years ago, I was at this EA thing in Burnaby because I believe the Burnaby campus does the NHL series of video games, and Corey Perry was up there, and then you and I were on the phone, and you're like, tell Perry you're welcome for the new contract that I gave him, which was, man, it was probably not his current contract, but the one before, which is probably where he made a nice living. So
yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah, so you are like the production booster, like you're an injection of Red Bull, so to speak. Even though are you year 13 or year 14 right now?
I think 14.
You're 14.
I think so. I don't do math all that well, so, you know.
Let's take a quick moment to thank our sponsor, the Cabbie Presents Archives. If you've forgotten clips from past episodes that you've seen on TV, or you haven't seen past episodes and you want a legit certified time waster, they're on YouTube. Check the TSN page. Oh, and since Ryan Getzlaf spent his entire career setting up fat, delicious goals for his teammates, I'm going to scroll down the playlist to find a short clip from an Anaheim Ducks charity event where he talks about his skill in the kitchen.
I miss these intimate conversations we have.
Yeah, I'm going to be right here.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm glad you had gum before you came, though.
Who's the teammate who, if they came out with a tray of food that they prepared, that you would fake an illness so that you wouldn't have to eat the food?
Rakell for sure.
You don't trust his food?
No chance.
Why not?
Because he lives with Hampus.
Can you give yourself a letter grade of your own culinary skills? A through F, sir.
Are we asking me, or what would my wife say?
Okay, you first. I can go find Paige.
Yeah.
To either validate or deny, but I'd like it from you, sir.
What is good? A or?
Okay, what do you mean, what is good? Yeah, A's the best.
Buddy,
it's been a while since you've been.
Hey, in school, a C was great. You know? Mom and Dad were happy with a C.
It was D for degree.
Right? Yeah, we're there.
When we were messaging before the holidays, before you made your return, I was like, yo, how's your body doing? You're like, I'm coming, it's coming along. I'm doing all right. And I asked you about, I think I just maybe went to the gym and I tried the Versa Climber.
Was that your way of just like inserting in this interview that you went to the gym?
One time.
Okay. I gotta get that in there. How can I put that in?
Listen, people can look at my face and they know, like, he doesn't go to the gym. Because it's
they look at your waist. They know you've been at the gym.
No. The cheeks don't lie. So when I have this big, round, stupid face, but it feels like, people are like, oh,
see, you gotta go.
Yeah, I
just gotta stay in that
around
pose.
like this the whole time. Sorry for the people listening. I'm just doing like a stupid like model face, like a blue steel or whatever, sucking in my cheekbones. But okay, so the Versa Climber is like you're standing, you're vertical, and you're standing on this sort of this vertical rod, and your arms and your arms and your feet are moving like a piston up and down this. And I was like, it was the worst exercise I've ever done in my life. And I remember, I think you said the assault bike was one of your...
Oh, yeah.
Was the one you hated the most,
it's
yeah?
a nightmare. I think anything you're doing where you have to use your legs and arms is not going to be a good experience for anybody.
Do you still do it in year 14? It helps with your...
I do when I'm coming back from things.
So did you before you came back
I
this year?
did, yeah. A couple times.
So Getzlaf has to do that for 45 seconds. Oh my gosh. And it's the 45-second sprint.
Yeah, you hate that stuff.
But how long do you do it for? Do you do it for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes?
Well, it depends what our strength coach wants that day. Depends if he really likes me that day or he's trying to really piss me off. So.
And do you always follow his instruction?
Always.
Do you? I don't think you do.
We talk through it. Let's put it that way.
You're like, yeah, I'd like to do 16 more, but yeah, I'm really...
It's just not the day.
Yeah. Do you have those Normatec leg recovery system at your place, or do they travel
just
with
at the
one?
rink.
At the
Our
rink?
team travels with them.
When are you going to get a hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Guy, they're like 5 Gs. 5 to 12
Yeah,
Gs.
the money's the issue.
Guy, get a...
I don't have enough room in my house.
Oh my, yeah, dude, you probably have a 19 car. The reason why your kid got lost in the garage is because there's freaking 19 cars in there.
He's hiding behind cars.
I think you were the first person that I knew that had a matte black. You either had a matte black Range or a matte black Bentley, and this is, I think, the first house I went to just after you guys won your ring in 07, I think.
And a matte black Aston Martin and a matte black Rolls Royce Ghost.
You're gross. Do you still have those cars?
No.
I hate you. I love you, but I hate you.
I got issues. I rotate through cars worse than...
Yeah, dude, is it because Teemu Selanne, who was like one of the all-time greats, but that dude's car collection was like Jay Leno's, right? Mm-hmm. So did you feel like, oh man, this... Like, was there a competition level in that park? I don't think
it was competition, but it was definitely an inspiration.
But was there like, I need to get either something faster or something more expensive?
Well, my problem was that T let me drive him once in a while, so then I got hooked and I was...
Right.
Yeah. So I blame him ultimately for my car issues.
I would blame him too.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a segment called This is G-Rated. I'm not much of a G-rated person in real life.
True.
But on this podcast, this section is called This is G-Rated.
All right.
So I want to know, currently, what are your guilty pleasures? Whether it's trashy shows on Netflix, whether it's the garbage that you eat after 2 a.m. I met someone recently who said they hadn't been to In-N-Out Burger. I was like, I'm going to punch you in your face.
What about TK Burger?
See, I love TK Burger, but I've been there since you took me, and so here's the story. We're playing beach hockey in, what were we in?
Like 2003.
No, but were we in?
Newport Beach.
Newport Beach. We weren't in, but Newport Beach in Orange County. What the hell was the name of that show on MTV? Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach.
It was next door to Laguna Beach. Anyways, it's this like hole-in-the-wall burger place. It's like, I'm going to take you to a local spot, Bill Burgers, and I love my food. I think I ate 2. Everybody else I ate 2 and a healthy portion of French fries. My trophy, because I beat you in beach hockey, 1-0.
What are the chances that you would beat me in hockey and I would beat you in basketball?
That's true. The chances are 0%. But thank you. Okay, so what is the thing that you're either a show that you're watching with your wife or something you watch on the road that is pretty trashy that you feel a little bit guilty about?
Little guilty.
Or food or snack that you eat.
Well, I like my snacks. We eat a lot of In-N-Out Burger. We got into Five Guys now.
See, I was talking to Rounich the other day, and he says Five Guys is better than In-N-Out Burger. Actually, no, I think I was going to punch him in the face. Not
really?
Yes, it was him I was going to punch in the face.
He's a pretty big dude.
He's like your height, or
Yeah.
maybe he's like 6'5", but like sneaky tall.
Yeah.
So are you, actually, sneaky tall. So Five Guys is your thing.
Five Guys, yeah.
What about garbage TV shows?
I don't know.
Bro, I started watching did you watch the Ted Bundy one?
No.
It's beautifully done, but it's
Yeah.
like, this is one of the most evil
dark,
monsters ever to live on Earth.
Yeah. No,
So I
haven't
feel
got
guilty
into
about
that.
watching that one.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
What are you binging on Netflix right now?
I watch Suits. I watch
Great show.
Billions.
Yeah, it's about to start.
Yeah. See, I
Season
watch them after. I have to binge watch them.
You can't watch
no.
you can't wait for a week. I think
No
they're
chance.
on Sundays. Really?
No.
That's
We
the one
wa-
appointment. What about Game of Thrones?
I tried. I couldn't. I watched a season and a half, and I didn't like it.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of reactions about that one.
Who doesn't love Game of Thrones? What are you talking
I
about?
think I'm the only person.
Wait, is there because there's too many characters? There's too many like weird names?
No, I don't know. I'm just not into the different realms and all kinds of stuff. I don't know.
Yo, Game of Thrones is a movement, my G.
I know. I just couldn't get into it. I tried. I gave it a season and a half, and I still turned it off.
Yo, in the first season, the main character is killed.
Yeah.
Sean Bean, they
Whoa.
beat.
People maybe haven't seen it yet, bro. What do
Listen,
you-
there's no. Okay, spoiler alert. Sean Bean dies in the first season, okay? There you go, you
Jesus.
mother bleepers. As a hockey dude, and you live in California, since LeBron has joined the Lakers, I mean, it goes from Kobe to LeBron, so you have these two icons in the sport, so they probably dominate the coverage in Los Angeles, in greater California area, or greater LA area. How do you feel about super teams in the NBA, and do you think that players have the ability to create super teams in your league?
I think in our league it's a lot harder just because of the salary cap and the way it works, and the fact that we have 25 guys on our team that all play on a regular basis. When you're talking the NBA, they have how many guys on the court, and they only have 12 guys. So,
Right.
it's a lot easier to have if you pick up 3 or 4 great players. They're basically on the floor throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can really do that in hockey.
Listen, your team, your 07 team, that was a super team, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was a good
just
team.
list the Hall of Famers on your team.
Yeah, we had a pretty good group there.
There's Niedermeyer,
Niedermeyer,
Pronger, Selanne, you.
Jaguar.
Do you think Jaguar's going to go to the Hall of Fame?
He'll be close, I think. I think he might have an opportunity, but he was still, one of the best goalies in the league at that time.
True.
So,
Do you think Kunitz will go to the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. He just wins cups. So.
Well, he's got, 2 or 3 with Pittsburgh. Oh,
He has
no,
4 now
4.
total.
Phew, oh, that's 4 Stanley Cups?
Yeah.
He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And then there's Perry.
And then Paris.
Listen, you win an MVP trophy, you're going
Yeah.
to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
God, that's 6 dudes. That's a quarter of your team. That's a super team. Before it was like the phrase super team was a thing. Like when the Celtics formed in 07, 08, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. That was like and then came the Miami Heat, and then the Golden State Warriors, that sort of thing. So you don't think it's possible in your league?
I don't
Do you
think
guys
it's
have as much-
possible to move around like they did. Like they kind of created those teams. Our team there was 3 or 4 of us that were all draft picks. We didn't just sign there.
Well, Niedermeyer and Pronger came over, right?
Yes.
And then you.
Everybody else.
You and
Me,
Perry were
Pears, Cooney.
same draft, right? 03?
03, yeah.
That draft class was gross.
Yeah, it was okay.
That is gross. Is there a version of do you remember that Slam magazine cover, the 96 draft class? It had Kobe, Iverson, Nash. No, you don't remember that cover?
No,
Is there something like that exists for that class, the 03 class?
I don't think so.
You guys never took a group photo that day?
Well, we did a group shot. It's always the top 10 guys ranked or whatever that they bring in the day before.
Were you?
But I think that
were
was
you
it.
ranked in the top 10?
I was ranked in the top 10. Yeah, I fell a little bit.
What did you fall to? What number?
19.
19. And then what did Perry
I
fall
didn't
to?
like my attitude. Makes sense.
Did you have frosted tips back then?
I
You
did
probably
have frosted tips, 100%. The real question is, did you have frosted tips back then?
I did not. I
That
did
would've
not.
been awesome.
I basically had the same stupid fade for 30 years.
Same barber too?
No, I rotate a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
But do you have this? Do you have my? You could go to my barber. He can clean you up real nice.
Yeah.
What do you use on your?
Why don't we ever do that? You've never invited me to go see your barber in town.
God, you're never
We
in
basically have
Toronto
the
for
same
more
haircut.
than we do. You're never in Toronto for more than 36 hours.
Well, that's true.
So you'd have to. I would have to fly to.
You had no problem bringing me in here.
Yeah,
We could have done this at the barber this morning.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah.
Next time. And then he'll clean up the. He'll
Yeah,
clean
we'll
up
clean
the
up
beard.
everything. Yeah, we could just.
That's not a bad idea.
Think he
But
did my back?
Wait, RG, have you ever been to a black barbershop?
No.
They're like they are in the movies.
Yeah?
Yes. It's
See,
very
that's why I
loud.
need to go.
It's very loud, and there are arguments about sports. The one I go to, it's my guy Mario is a huge soccer fan.
Oh,
so
really?
He's always talking about the Premiership. And then there's the Raptors. He sprinkles in, and then
I think
some
he'd
other.
win that battle. I don't have a clue about soccer, so.
I just kind of listen to what he says, and I just
And then
throw
you
in the
repeat
occasional.
it to other people like
Yes.
it's your own?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
God, that's my jam. And now it's time for something called Down Your Rabbit Hole.
Ooh.
Are you excited? How do you feel about that? Just
I
hearing
feel a
that
little
title.
uncomfortable at the moment.
May I see your phone, please? Actually, no, you keep your phone. You keep your phone. Do me a favor and open up the YouTube app.
The YouTube app.
Yeah.
All right.
So
You got
in
Wi-Fi here?
yeah.
I don't want to use my data.
This is a segment where we'll randomly see what kind of videos that you watch because the YouTube algorithm, it just chooses videos for you based on what you've seen before, based on what you've watched before. So now this...
I was unaware of this.
The YouTube algorithm?
Yeah.
You're not on Instagram either, right?
No.
So you're like unaware of algorithms.
I'm like...
And you're not
I'm
on
like
Facebook either,
analog
right?
still.
You really are, dude. But your cars are. Your cars are friggin'
My cars are ready to go.
state-of-the-art technology. So I want to fall down your rabbit hole. So just go ahead and just read the titles of the videos and, you know.
First video is the team that wouldn't be here.
Is that a hockey? What kind of video is that?
I don't know.
What sport is that?
Football.
Okay, go to the next one.
How to master the perfect 300 game bowling with Donnie Baker.
Okay, we can see what you were watching recently. Okay, go to the next one.
Top 5 worst plays of all time, NFL.
Okay.
And Mike Tyson's brutal knockout.
Wow, so that's just sports stuff. And then go to the fifth one.
When you think you are fast and this happens.
Wait, is that like a fail compilation or like a fail video, you think?
Yeah, it's like there's a Lamborghini and a car, or a motorcycle driving beside each other.
Got it. So it's
About to go down.
It really is. It's probably the motorcycle that's going to veer off and just crash into a bale of hay or a friggin' light post, and hopefully the guy survives. Hopefully the person survives.
Yep.
That was a rabbit hole. Okay.
That was a rabbit hole.
It wasn't even
usually,
that bad.
No, it's usually just what people send me, and then I click on them.
So
it's not
wait.
like I ever go on YouTube and search stuff.
You know how many channels on YouTube that you watch, or you're watching highlights or whatever?
No.
So in your, what is it, through a chat, like in an iMessage group or a...
Yeah, it's usually a group message, or I have one buddy in California that sends me stuff all the time. He loves that Donnie Baker.
I don't know who Donnie Baker is.
Oh, you should look it up. He's pretty funny.
He's just like a...
He's just a hillbilly that describes things. Like talks
Is he
about
like
his
the...
life.
have you seen like Aussie Man?
No.
He's an Australian guy. And does these voiceovers of, it could just be like a lion chasing a zebra or something
I
in the
think I know what
NBA.
you're talking about, yeah.
And they're amazing. I mean, he swears and they're just tremendous. All right, so your rabbit hole. Your rabbit hole is pretty G-rated.
Yeah. We didn't go over yours, though.
Oh, God. I might as well
could
share.
be.
I got Guillermo at the Super Bowl opening night 2019. I got Nelk fake mall cop prank. Have you seen that?
No.
Excellent video. PK Subban's family shows him no mercy. The PK Subban project, episode 1. I got is Kawhi Leonard healthy now on Timid Sid, and then 21 Savage featuring J. Cole a lot. Which I haven't heard this song yet.
They just knew you'd like it.
Yeah, so I'm like sports.
The algorithms spit it out at you, huh?
They do,
Yeah.
and it's thank God it wasn't anything about.
Yeah. There could have been some weird stuff pop up on yours.
What would you if these two options were presented to you, and these are two terrible options, but I got to know which one you would take. If either like a naked photo of you was released to the public, or your internet browser history was released. Which one would you choose? Both terrible options.
Both terrible options, yeah. That would be weird. I'm going to go internet browser history.
Really? See, I'll
Yeah.
go naked photo.
Yeah?
Because your internet browser history knows you more than your wife.
Okay.
Like, it knows you the most out of anybody in the world.
Yeah, but I'm not a big internet guy, so I don't.
So you're not afraid of, like, some
There
of
wouldn't be a lot of like weird stuff coming out. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but sometimes they're dumb questions. Like, I do a lot of
Yeah.
spelling, or like,
Oh yeah.
why are my toenails different colors? Like stupid things like that. So embarrassing, which you would never admit to anybody else. But like as you have this friendship with your Google friggin' browser, you're like, okay, no one's gonna know this.
Don't repeat this, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I want to still look like or seem like a normal friggin' person. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
I was reading this article in ESPN, the magazine, about Jamal Murray, who's a basketball player in the NBA, Canadian kid. He's from Kitchener, Ontario. His dad, Roger Murray, used to put him through like grueling workouts when he was, a kid and then in high school, and his dad was like big into kung fu. So Jamal Murray had to was dribbling on ice. He had to do hill runs, like run up backwards, push-ups in the snow. He had to hit like a certain number of free throws before leaving the gym. Your pops, since he raised 2 professional athletes, what was the exercise? What was the thing that he would do with you and Chris, which you hated in the moment, but you appreciate it? You appreciate now. If there were any of those type of wall sits. Was there did you play like the shoulder punch game? Was there?
We definitely played that, but
How many years separate you and Chris, by the way?
2.5.
Okay, so you guys close enough where you could fight.
Oh yeah, we did our fair share of fighting growing up, chasing him around the block. I think that's why he ran so fast.
Right, he is a pretty fast dude.
Yeah.
And
no, I don't. Our dad didn't really he wasn't into that. Like, he was our coach most of the time, like in hockey. But
how many back skates did he
always doing
force on
everything.
you guys?
Well, we did a lot of that stuff, a lot of skating and but that was just as our coach, not as our dad. We did, and then we just did a lot of. I remember the morning skates and stuff were always the worst thing. I never wanted to get up for practice, and he would drag us out of bed to go skate at 6:37 in the morning before school. But other than that, he wasn't really that hard on us or anything. He just made sure we learned that we had to show up. That was the biggest thing. We didn't get days off.
How did your dad humble you in the house? Because this is, for my pops, it was arm wrestles and then just play fighting. Because, dads, and you're a dad, so you have there's this grown man strength, which you can't really account for it. And based on someone's size or whatever, but my dad's your height, and I'm still a little bit afraid of my pops. So it was play fights, I'm sure I'm 0-6, and then arm wrestles, I'm probably 0-12 or 0-13.
Yeah.
Mr. Getzlaf.
Mr. Getzlaf was, he definitely had the old man strength when it came to the wrestling.
Would you guys test him?
Oh, yeah. We'd do the wrestling and stuff when we were younger.
And then how did it work out for you and Chris?
Yeah, not so good. Yeah.
Did you ever
It reminds me a lot of when I wrestle with my kids now.
So
they think they're kind of in it a little bit because you kind of just toy with them.
So wait, it was Gavin and Ryder they attack, or does Willa or
Willa and Mac both get in there?
All 4?
Oh yeah, Mac's a nut job. He comes flying over the top. He doesn't care what's going on in the pile. He just launches himself into it.
Do you ever do I was talking to Ryan Reeves the other day. His dad used to remember, and your brother probably did this to you. Remember the spit one where you pin someone's your knees are on their shoulders and you fake the glob of spit down to and you suck it back up.
Yeah.
He's like his dad sometimes never sucked the spit back up. He's got him a few times, either in the mouth or the eye.
My mouth was open. My mouth was.
Yeah, my mouth was. Oh, definitely grabbing your brother's head and just blowing it, just dropping a tremendous.
Yeah,
bomb
no, my
in his
brother
face.
couldn't do that stuff. I was as big or bigger than him.
Were you?
When I was, yeah.
Were you guys the same, 10? He was what, 12 or 13 probably in the overlap?
Oh yeah, by the time I got to be 10, I was definitely as bigger than him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, so he had to get his licks in between you were 6 and 9.
Yeah.
What about Pops? Did he ever do that game?
No, he wouldn't do that. I don't think Dad didn't have that in him. He's an old farm boy. He just laughed at us when we tried to wrestle with him.
Really? And then finally we live in this sort of participation trophy era.
Oh jeez, don't even get me started.
Or society. And I don't know if you grew up in that era where just for showing up you're rewarded or praised for your participation versus winning a tournament and then you're rewarded for the accomplishment, you have a trophy or whatever. So that didn't exist for you.
No.
Now your kids, they're growing up in this era. Soccer, basketball, baseball, whatever, softball. Are you gonna, James Harrison, the future Hall of Fame linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he played for New England? There was a moment where, I think it was a few years ago, his kids were either at a baseball tournament or football, and they got participation, either medals or trophies, and they didn't accept that. I don't even know if they brought them in the car, but he didn't accept them on behalf of his kids because he didn't want to teach them, you just show up and play, you get rewarded. Now, for your kids, if they are in those leagues, how are you going to navigate that stuff? Will you be like, okay, yeah, you showed you came, yeah? Or will you be like, we're not taking that home. We're only going to count the third place, second place, and first place finishes?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately enough for me, my kids are kind of bred in that they have that competitive nature in them, so they're not really I think Ryder got a 4th place ribbon at the track and field meet. And basically just took it and threw it in the trash. And
That's my guy.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in that stuff either. So, you know, I mean, the biggest thing was with sports now is that I'm trying to teach the kids that they have to show up. That's the biggest thing. They have to show up for their teammates and be there. But I definitely am a big believer in being competitive when you're there and being rewarded for that. I don't want my kids getting trophies and bringing trophies home just for being there.
Right.
Yeah. They play. Ryder's playing. Well, they're both playing. Both my boys are playing hockey, flag football, and baseball right now.
Sick.
And then Gavin plays soccer. Willa plays soccer. And Willa's into dance now. Yeah. And then Ryder plays basketball too in the summer. So.
Oh man, he's got a court at his house.
Yeah, they do everything. They love sports, and it's a blessing because they're out there doing stuff all the time.
What kind of a sports dad are you? I'm
the stand in the corner and watch my kids' dad.
Okay, so you're not like, you're not going to fight a referee in the parking lot?
No, I'm definitely not going to. I laugh more than anyone on the planet watching these guys play. When they're playing hockey and stuff and running into each other and people are running into them, it makes me laugh. One of the hardest things is watching parents go crazy in the stands when their kids are out there trying to play and seeing grown men and women acting the way they do.
When you were in Saskatchewan, were there some did you play with teammates who their parents were borderline psychos, the way they carried on in the...
Not borderline. I played with some that were psychos. I've seen a lot of weird things growing up
give us a story
sports,
about give us either a fight in the parking lot or someone a parent came into the hallway where the dressing rooms are.
Oh yeah, we had one parent that on my brother's summer hockey team actually. So I was in the stands for it, and he was in a full-on fist fight with 5 other guys, 5 other dads, and it was the weirdest concept I'd ever heard of. And they were fighting about what the kids were doing on the ice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
1 versus 5. How did that guy make out?
Well, he did pretty good.
Did he?
He was a big dude. Big dude, and obviously a little squirrely.
He'd be interesting at family dinners or holiday dinners because you never want politics to come up, but I feel like that guy is probably very strong in his beliefs.
Yeah, he's got a stance. Yeah,
he does have a stance. Yeah. RG, this is a lot of fun. I really appreciate your time and coming to share some thoughts on the Cabbie Presents podcast. As I told you before we started recording, there was some mutual friends of ours won a Stanley Cup in 2012 and there was a turnaround game. There's a turnaround in the season. So I believe you're at the turning point for this season.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, man. We're supposed to have this conversation.
Yeah, we are. And
then you're going to look back man, you know who? When you're being interviewed on the ice and you're just excited and your beard is the friggin' borderline Sasquatchian, and you remember you know what? A friend of mine told me that this was going to happen.
I'll give you a shout out. Don't worry.
I appreciate you. So go make it happen, will you?
That's the plan.
Ryan Getzlaf.
Thanks,
appreciate
buddy.
you being on the Cabbie Presents podcast.
Of course.